Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daddy International Motor Speedway, here at the Almost Quarter Mile in beautiful Basement, Tennessee. We are ready to bring you some great drag racing action tonight. This will be our first ever Rip and Race tournament here on the Baldzilla Bill YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. We're looking forward to some epic competition tonight. We've got everything. We've got roadsters, we've got flame jobs, we've got anniversary pieces, we've got Looney Tunes, we've got the Avengers. It's going to be epic. And as you can see, there is plenty of empty space on my display shelf. We're going to fix that tonight. Here's a look at some of our Speed Kings. And the winner of our last race, the Street Shaker, taking its rightful place amongst our Speed Kings. Let's take a look at tonight's competitors. Up first, we've got 4 mystery pillow pack cars already ripped, because I just wanted to see what was in them. And up next, a 5-pack of 50th anniversary cars. You know how there's always one car that makes you buy the whole pack? Oh yes, that Mustang Funny Car was the one. And here we have some classic Hot Wheels, and another example of one car making you buy the whole pack. Yes, that Ford Fairlane. A couple of black and gold anniversary cars, the Roger Dodger and the 68 Dodge Dart. Beautiful cars. The Looney Tunes are making an appearance tonight. Will the Coyote finally catch the Roadrunner? We will find out. Will Marvin the Martian disintegrate the competition? Stay tuned and let's all find out together. And the Avengers making a heroic appearance tonight with 3 vehicles to race. And our first ever 6-lane Jubilee starter race. 6 cars, 1 theme, 1 winner. And of course tonight we also have our wild card race, which will be revealed. Get out of there. We've got special guests to help us reveal the wild cards, and that's coming up later tonight. And now it's time to rip them and pair them up and get ready for tonight's competition. And as Daddy does this, we want to remind you that this race is being sponsored and brought to you by Almost. Not number 1, but almost. Some beautiful cars in this race. This will be quite the competition. I expect to see some fast racing action here tonight. And here we go, Wile E. Coyote versus the Roadrunner. Well, there's a look at your competition. Time to rip our 6 cars for the Jubilee starter.
Wheels racers, pick your lane!
Our 6 exotic cars are staged and ready to race, starting with the tuned Lamborghini Countach, a McLaren P1, a Ford GT Racer, another McLaren P1, this time in a white paint scheme, a twin mill 50th anniversary, and the Mazda Miata MX-5. It's time to go racing, and they're off. Good race, good race. The McLaren P1 pulls out the first victory. All right, McLaren P1, moving on to round 2. And then the first of our 2-lane races, a Mazda Fiore in lane 2, taking on an F1 Racer in lane 5. And they're off. F1 Racer. F1 Racer is your first winner. Moving on to face the McLaren P1 in round 2. Next race, a Mustang Mach-1, taking on the Lancia Stratus in lane 5. And here we go. They're off. Good race, but the Stratus just eats the Mustang for breakfast. Good race. Lancia Stratus moving on to round 2. Next race, we've got the Corvette Grand Sport taking on a convertible Dodge Viper. Let's see how they do. And they're off. Corvette Grand Sport takes home that victory. Pretty close race. Corvette Grand Sport moving on to round 2. Next race, the Mustang Funny Car to take on the Corvette C6R. Let's get ready to race. And they're off. Mustang Funny Car, a little wobbly, but pulling home a victory. Nice race. A little wobbly towards the end, but still making that first win and moving on to round 2. Next race, the Plymouth AAR Cuda, taking on the Hot Wheels Turbo Flame. And they're off. Good race, the Cuda pulls out the first win. Nice race, Turbo Flame got burned by the Cuda. Moving on to round 2. Next race, the Hot Wheels paint scheme Camaro, taking on the unbelievable Ford Fairlane in lane 5, huh? We'll see how you do. And they're off. Ford Fairlane, unbelievable. That Ford Fairlane, huh? I'm going on to round 2. Top of the world, man. And here's a look at some of our losers so far, filling up our display shelves nicely. Next race, the Sweet 16-2 in lane 2, taking on the classic Skull Rider in lane 5. Let's see how they do. On your mark, get set, go. Wow, nice race. Sweet 16-2 pulling in that sweet victory. Moving on to round 2. And now some of the black and gold 50th anniversary editions. Roger Dodger in lane 2 and the 68 Dodge Dart in lane 5. A classic matchup to be sure. Let's see which of these 50th anniversary cars are faster. And they're off. Roger Dodger, pin 4 on that win, good buddy. The Dart couldn't quite hit the target as Roger Dodger moves on to round 2. The Looney Tunes battle starts right now with the Marvin the Martian Bubble Gunner taking on the Hop, Jump, Skip the Michigan Frog in the horseplay. And they're off. Good race. Marvin the Martian coming home the victor. All right, Bubble Gunner. Nice race. Looney Tunes battle continues with Daffy Duck in the 16 Angels with Yosemite Sam Twin Duction in lane 5. Let's see who wins this race. In this Looney Tunes battle, Yosemite Sam, 6 guns blazing, it's duck season as he takes out the day. Moving on to round 2, varmint. Duck season. Rabbit season. And here's the epic battle we've all been waiting for. Wile E. Coyote Scorcher to take on the Roadrunner paint scheme Scupa de Fuego. Let's finally see who will win this epic battle. And it's only round 1, folks. This is incredible. I've been waiting to see this. And they're off. Coyote wins, yes! Yes. Well, I do get excited with Coyote since he is our hometown hero. So, the Wile E. Coyote Scorcher moving on to round 2. The next race. The Incredible Hulk Avengers Jaded taking on the Nissan 370Z. Let's get started. On your marks, get set, go. 370Z blowing the doors off the Jaded. Did you see that? Left him sitting. Wow. Good race. Moving on to round 2. Nissan 370Z. Next race. Captain America's Pony Up to take on Black Widow's Riveted. And they're off. Good race, but Riveted pulls ahead for the first victory. Good race. The Black Widow Riveted. Moving on to round 2. And that's going to wrap up our first round of eliminations. Let's take a look at your round 2 competitors. These races are only going to get faster and more intense as we go. Round 2 starts right now with the F1 Racer in lane 2 and the McLaren P1 in lane 5. Here they go. Good race. Oh, McLaren P1 barely pulling that one out. Wow, good race. And the McLaren P1 moves on to the quarterfinals. Nice. Up next, the 2011 Corvette Grand Sport to take on the Lancia Stratus. Once again, that Stratus is hard to see on this racetrack. They're off. Corvette with a win. Wow, and that was in a 5-pack. Moving on to face the McLaren in the quarterfinals. The next race, Plymouth Cuda and the Mustang Funny Car. Mustang Funny Car kicks in the turbo and takes home the first win. Moving on to the quarterfinals. Up next, the Ford Fairlane is so unbelievable in lane 2 to take on the Sweet 16-2. Will the rock and roll detective beat the sweetness? Let's find out. They're off. Sweet 16-2 pulls ahead and pulls in that victory. Unbelievable Ford Fairlane. You just couldn't quite make it, huh? Sweet 16-2, congratulations. You are going to round 3, the quarterfinals. And our special guests have arrived in the pits early, and that's all right. Up next, the Roger Dodger in lane 2 and the Bubble Gunner in lane 5. And they're off. Oh, Bubble Gunner shoots ahead. Boom, eliminating the Roger Dodger. Bubble Gunner moving on to the next round. Good race. Up next, Yosemite Sam taking on the Wile E. Coyote Scorcher. Will it be coyote season? Let's find out. They're off. Yes! Wile E. Coyote shooting out Yosemite Sam. I guess ordering all those engine parts from Acme actually paid off. Moving on to the quarterfinal round. Nice job, Coyote. Our hometown hero.
This color. Hi, I'm Judge. This is my Easter.
We've got our special guests down in the pit. All right, our next race, the Riveted, taking on the Nissan 370Z. And they're off. Good race. 370Z pulls ahead. Good race. Riveted gave competition, but that 370Z moving on to the quarterfinal round. Let's go live now to the pits. Are you ready for the wild card race?
Yeah. This is Mickey.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna roll this green die, and we're gonna unveil. This is the wild card.
Okay, so I got the dice here.
Some classics. Odd numbers, 1, 3, and 5. Even numbers, 2, 4, and 6. Asher, would you please roll the die? That doesn't count.
5.
That doesn't count.
Okay.
Roll it on the table. Ready, go.
1.
1. That means we're gonna take these guys. Rip them.
That was fast. We have this, and let's see how it rolls.
Give it a roll test.
Yeah. Wow, nice paint. Sparkles.
See the car. Nice. Splitting Image 2. All right, our wild card race, the Splitting Image 2, taking on the GTO Custom Wagon. The winner of this race moves on. And they're off. Oh, no question about it. The Splitting Image 2 is your wild card winner. Gonna move on to the quarterfinal round via wild card pick. The Splitting Image 2. And now let's take a look at your quarterfinal competitors. All right, here we go with your quarterfinal racers. The McLaren P1 taking on the Corvette Grand Sport. This is the quarterfinals. These cars will be fast. On your marks, get set, go! And they're off. Good race. Corvette Grand Sport pulls the victory. Wow, didn't see that coming. Good race. Moving on to our semifinals. 2011 Corvette Grand Sport. Next race, the Mustang Funny Car in lane 2. Taking on the Sweet 16-2 in lane 5. Let's see who's going to bring this one home. On your marks, get set, and go! They're off! Good race! Sweet 16-2 kicks in the turbo. Sweet 16-2 bringing home that victory. Moving on to the semifinals. What good racing action here tonight. Up next, the Looney Tunes battle continues with our hometown hero, Wile E. Coyote, in lane 2. And the Bubble Gunner, Marvin the Martian paint scheme in lane 5. Who will be the better one? Let's go. And yes! Wile E. Coyote, the Scorcher in lane 2, bringing home another victory. Moving on to the semifinals. Good race. And now another quarterfinal matchup, the Nissan 370Z to take on the wildcard pick, Splitting Image 2 in lane 5. They're off. Splitting Image 2, a wild card. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you never know what could happen during a wild card race. Now we have our semifinal competitors. 2011 Corvette Grand Sport takes on the Sweet 16-2. And the Wile E. Coyote Scorcher takes on Splitting Image 2, the wild card pick. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to our semifinal round. On your mark, get set, go. They're off. Good race, very close. Wow, that was so close. Close race, but the Corvette Grand Sport comes out on top and moves on as a final round competitor. Wow, proving strong here tonight. All right, our next race, the wild card to take on the Wile E. Coyote Scorcher. I do find it kind of cool that a wild card's in the finals again. Can Coyote do it? Oh! No! Splitting Image 2, the wild card, beats our hometown hero Coyote and moves on. Here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These are your final competitors. The 2011 Corvette Grand Sport to take on the wild card draw, Splitting Image 2. That championship race is coming up next, right here on the Ballzilla Bill Network. We'll be right back after this.
Stick bot camera repair? Oh yeah, check camera 2. It's working. It's working good. Okay.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daddy International Motor Speedway here at the almost quarter mile. We are ready for your final race of the evening. This is the championship race. Your competitors are the 2011 Corvette Grand Sport and the wild card draw Splitting Image 2. To win tonight's championship race, you must win by 2 victories consecutively in a row, both lanes. First race. Oh, that's a close race, but the Corvette Grand Sport brings the first victory. Good race. Very close. These cars are fast. Corvette Grand Sport with the first victory. If the Corvette wins again, he comes home tonight's champion. Boom! Yeah! Wow! Did y'all see that? The Corvette Grand Sport takes it all home tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see that race. Look how close they were. Wow! And in the top end, the Corvette Grand Sport brings it out. Here is your champion of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, the 2011 Corvette Grand Sport. It's one of those cars that is in a 5-pack. You never expect it. You never know what can happen. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a presentation of the Daddy International Motor Speedway here at the almost quarter mile. Brought to you live in beautiful Basement, Tennessee. I'm Ted Mouseburger for the Daddy International Motor Speedway Sports Alliance. I am out of here. Good race and good night.